fall down the tree. A shovel of dirt upon a coffin lid, and I know they come looking for me, boys. I know they come looking for me. Got to get behind the mule, yeah. In the morning and plow, and get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, get behind the mule. In the morning and plow. Big Jack girl was 8'1", and he stood in the road and he cried. He couldn't make her love him, he couldn't make her stay. Tell the good Lord that he tried. Got to get behind the mule, yeah. In the morning and plow, get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, yeah. You got to get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, got to get behind the mule. In the morning and plow. Dusty trail from Atchison to Placerville on the wreck of the Weaverville stage. Beautified paid for a lemonade. I was stirring my brandy with a nail, boys. Stirring my brandy with a nail. Got to get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, you got to get behind the mule. In the morning and plow, yeah. Get behind the mule. In the morning and plow.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead. What's going on, everybody? Doodlebug, Michelle, what is shaking? Amy, Casey, in the house. I love it. How's everybody doing? That was one of my favorite songwriters. I think Amy is familiar with him. His name is Tom Waits, and he's been around for a long, long time. But that's one of his more recent albums, and by recent I mean like 10 years. So yeah, he's I think he's great, and he makes me smile. And what's funny is he writes like someone who is severely depressed, but he puts this very strange ray of sunshine on it, when he does. And there's always this unspoken message. If it's not outright spoken, I feel like there's always this unspoken message of, it's not that bad. Like that song in particular, "Get Behind the Mule." I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. He tells in the verses, he tells some stories of some hardships, and he paints it, and he paints, he creates characters to your imagination, when you listen to it, and like you're hearing stories, and it's absolutely beautiful. Um, and you imagine these people, and they don't live in present time. That's for sure. And so that song in particular it reminds me of people having some hardships, and and just saying fuck it and getting to work and dealing with it. You got to deal with it. Life's a bitch, you know. Nobody said it was going to be easy. So, uh, yeah. So I like to be reminded of that sometimes. I went on earlier today, and that was weird for me because I had never. Yeah, Doodlebug. I would agree with you. I would agree with you that it definitely reminds me of a musical Charles Bukowski, more or less. Um, but I, I I went on earlier today, and I had a lot of fun. I had a little bit of a different crowd than I'm used to, not you guys, and they were fantastic, and they got me talking, and I felt really comfortable talking with them, and I had a really nice time. Uh, and I said I was going to go on again tonight. I'm going to keep this one a short one, but I feel real nice. I worked out and exercised really. Uh, uh, yeah, it was a good workout, man. Hey, Lily Mel. It was an excellent workout, as a matter of fact, and then I came home, and then the coolest thing happened to me. Um, so I'll let you know a little bit about me. When I was a kid, hey Robbie, what's up, buddy? When I was a kid, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I had uh, it was a challenging childhood, put it that way, and I spent a little time in a group home, and this group home was a good group home. It was a positive experience living there. It felt traumatic at the time to a certain degree, but it was just not understanding why I was there, not understanding um, what just simply not understanding um, why things were happening to me and how I had no control over it, and nobody seemed to listen to me or what my needs were, and I yeah, it was really really difficult, because at least when I was a kid, when you were a kid, nobody listened to you. Nobody kind of uh, your word was as good as a kid's was, and back then it didn't mean a lot. You were just a kid. You didn't know anything, and what could you know? You don't. There's no way you can know what's best for you. And the truth is I didn't know what was best for me at the time, and that's what made it so confusing and so difficult. And during this time in this group home, I was given the option to have a big brother from the Big Brothers Big Sisters Association, and I took them up on that, and I got a big brother. I was 11 years old. Yeah, I was 11 years old, and and I got a big brother, and my big brother, his name is Chuck, and he's a really 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 amazing guy. Like they did a really good job at matching us because He was a big Cardinals baseball fan. I was a big Cardinals baseball fan. Um, he he loved music. I loved music. He had a killer record collection, and a lot of my musical taste kind of spawns from hanging out with him. And hey, what's up, Irish? And it was amazing, that experience, because we only spent maybe about a year and a half together. And I didn't live with him. He would just pick me up, and to have that was fantastic, because, like I said, I lived in a group home, and to be able to have someone from the outside come and visit you, much less come and pick you up and take you on an outing and do cool shit with you, was um, it was huge. It was a feeling that I can't even describe. To be a little kid and being in a position to where I felt like no one wanted me, no one wanted anything to do with me, no one cared about me enough to want me to be happy, just fed. Um, and that wasn't the case, though. There were definitely people there in that situation that wanted to make me happy. I made good friends. There were staff members that I was really close to, and as a matter of fact, my teacher, who while I was there ended up being promoted, and I got another teacher, and she ended up kind of running the educational department. So she was the equivalent to like a principal, and she took me in her home as a foster child, and that was incredible. Um, this person, this stranger, letting a kid. Well, she wasn't a stranger, but she was, you know, to breach those boundaries that was the norm of, okay, well, you live here and I work here and that is it. um, and to cross those boundaries and say, hey, uh, Cheese and I really like you, and their names are Peppy and Cheese. Her name is Peppy, his name is Cheese, her husband, and she said, Cheese and I really want you to come live with us, um, until you're ready to go back to live with your mom and everything of that nature. And I thought, you know, wow, I was thrilled. A, I was getting out of that place, and B, it felt like someone wanted me. But that was a lot, because there was Chuck, my big brother, who took me places, and uh, it was crazy. I remember the very first night, that I met him. He shows up to the children's center, and I had actually been in trouble, and I missed dinner. So they saved me a plate, and I went to the cafeteria to eat my dinner, and they had a plate for him. And the idea was for him and me to just sit there and get to know each other. Um, and this was 1986, and it was the spring, if I remember correctly. And um, hold on, I want to look, because, yeah, as a matter of fact, it was June of 1986, so just the beginning of summer of 1986. And this man, uh, he shows up. I think at the time he was 27. He drove a little Nissan S10 truck, and we sit down to eat the food, and we're talking, and I was upset because I had gotten in trouble, and he's just like, dude, he's like, do you fucking eat this shit like every day? It's like, I was like, yeah, I do eat it. It's what they have to eat. and he was like, he's like, you like McDonald's or something like that? I mean, you think it'd be cool if we just get out of here and got some McDonald's? And I was like, yeah, you know. So he took me to McDonald's and we sat and we talked, and that really brought my guard down with him. That was huge. He just knew how to do that, and we talked and we talked and we talked, and then he just started picking me up and taking me places, and it was fantastic to feel that way. I mean, to go to St. Louis Cardinals baseball games, and this was when they were doing good. I mean, they did real good this year. I mean, they made it to this year. They made it to the playoffs, and they didn't make it to the series, but they made it to the playoffs, and that was great, and that brought back a lot of memories. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I get home from the gym, and it was after feeling kind of high from doing so well at the gym, and setting goals and meeting them, and it was just great. And I I get back here, I hang out with my buddy for a little bit, and then I just go through my phone, and he messages me through Facebook, because we had he found me again, just a couple years ago, or I found him, and I reached out to him, and he was like, "Wow, I can't believe it. I've been trying to find you and get a hold of you." I mean, you're talking, the last time I saw the guy, I was 12 years old, and then he at 40 or 41 years old, we reconnect. It's crazy. And then I opened a message from him today, and he's like, "Look what I found." What did it say? Let me see what it said. He said, "Look what I found along with my college ID." I guess he was unpacking something or something. And this college ID, yeah, he was a college student, because he was still trying to get. I think he was. I don't remember what degree he was trying to get at the time, but he was already a teacher. He was already, I think, a social studies teacher, high school social studies teacher. And then he sends me this picture of his college ID and the match card that he got from Big Brothers Big Sisters. And it's got my name on it. It's typed out. It's got the date. It's got the address of the children's center on it. My birth date, the phone number to the children's center without an area code, because that's how long ago that shit was. And it really blew my mind. It blew my mind, not only that, I just got happy hearing from the guy, but I couldn't help but be touched. Here I am thinking for almost, for about 30 years, I was thinking that this man I was just something that happened in his life, and maybe once in a while he thinks of me, and that's it. And the truth is, I was a pain in the ass kid. I was a difficult kid. And I was a really difficult kid to deal with, and then here he is. Sorry, he just messaged me again. But not only, do I find out, man, that he thought of me this whole time, and he treasured our time together the way that I did. Because you think, to a kid it's just a bigger deal than it is to the adult. And you find out after 30 years that it was just as much a big a deal to him, but then you think, those could just be just words, that little part of you, that slightly cynical part of you, just like, that's what people say to each other to be nice, and maybe he still thinks of me as that troubled kid, and he has to say nice things to me too, and then he sends me that picture of that, and what blew my mind is that he hung on to that all these years. I don't have anything from my childhood. I don't have anything. I am not in the slightest bit of pack rat, but I'm hardly sentimental. And here I was just assuming that this man was less sentimental than I was. And he kept this thing. And here I am at 44 years old, and being the guy that they and trying to be the guy that I am, or trying to be the guy that I'm trying to be, and uh, and then he makes me feel like that special feeling that I got for just that little while when I was with him came back when I was 11 years old. A feeling I thought I'd never have again. A feeling I thought I would never ever have again. This chat is like dead. Is anybody like in the chat right now? um, wow. Yeah, so that absolutely blew my mind. Um, but I'm DWAP is going to be going on, I think, in about 4 minutes, and I don't want to miss that. So uh, maybe I'll see some of you guys in DWAP's chat. But it looks like I'm having the same buffering issue I've been having. I think it's a certain time of night that it happens. I don't know what it is, but I do apologize. I'm guessing that the reason why the chat is dead at the moment is because there was some sort of interference, some sort of internet interference on my part, and I do apologize for that. But anyway, I love you guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys over in DWAP's chat. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to share that, and when you're, hopefully, I feel like my whole thing with that is like I go back and I think like I can't believe that I ever wanted to end my life, because and part of the reason I did that was because I thought all of the good memories and all of those good feelings are behind me, and there was nothing to look forward to anymore. And uh, each day that goes by now with this new attitude, I'm realizing how wrong I was. I'm realizing absolutely how wrong I was. And and if a feeling like that can come back, then yeah, man, I'm stoked about what's gonna happen soon. I'm stoked about what's gonna happen later, man. So fuck yeah, right on, right on. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off. Okay, I see you guys. Wow, it was that interesting, and everybody shut the fuck up in the chat. That's crazy. But well, thanks for listening, and I love you guys a lot. And I will hopefully see some of you guys in DWAP's chat, man. Uh, Love you guys, and good night. I'll probably be on tomorrow, okay? And if you noticed, I updated my pick here, so the email is always up there, and I don't have to beat myself up for forgetting to share it. Because here I am, the guy who's notorious in groups for making memes, and I didn't think to make a meme with my with my email. Um, uh, so yeah, that it shows you the that I failed to think logically there, guys. uh, so I will take the L on that, but it's there now, and please use it, please. Sorry, Finn. But I'm heading over to DWAP's chat, so hopefully I'll see you guys there. Dad with the phone, man. I'm excited. You guys are the best. I'll see you guys tomorrow.